Well, hello again. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Chris Clough. I am here, the owner here at Paper Trails. We're very, very excited to have you all joining us this afternoon to learn a little bit more about us and the transition from local economy over to us. I'm incredibly grateful that Tom and Jim have allowed us to continue on their legacy and taking all of you on to join us. So we're going to get going here. We're going to talk a little bit about who we are, what's coming up next, what resources we have available for you, and how to get in touch with us, and so forth. I know we are just, a couple weeks into this transition so far. I think everything's been going pretty smooth. We're very grateful that Abby and Brittany have joined our team as well. They've been wonderful, and that's really made this a lot easier of a transition. So Paper Trails, we are Maine-born, Maine-grown. We are a second-generation family-owned business here in Maine. We have an office in Kennebunk, which is where I am right now. We have an office in Topsom as well, and we have clients all over Maine and New England, and we are a payroll and HR services company. We've been around since 2004, and we now serve a little over about 1,000 clients now that we've welcomed you all on here. So that is kind of a little bit who we are. We really want to be a resource for you and make sure that you're getting the support and the help and the education that you need to be successful in your business. And certainly we know that the federal and state governments are not doing us any favors in running our business, and they're continually throwing new programs and new requirements on us all to manage our businesses and HR and so forth. So we really spend a lot of time and energy making sure that you are educated on that and know how to deal with that as you continue to manage and grow your business. So, and again, we're always trying to figure out what is going to be available to help you. And we have some really cool things that we'll talk about today. And we'll talk a little bit about some of the other upcoming changes as well. So here's a little bit of us, who we are. Like I said, I'm Chris Clough. I'm our president here at Paper Trails, the owner. Dawn Powell is our HR consultant. She's on the call with us today. We're going to learn a little bit about her in a few minutes. Michelle Aldridge is our operations manager. She too here is with us. I've somehow have managed to make it so that all of my teammates here cannot be on camera. Not sure how I did that in the Zoom settings, but they're all here and will be chiming in a little bit later. Jeff and Tom are kind of on our sales and account management team. You probably will be hearing from them as well as we continue to onboard folks. We want to just do hello calls with everyone, not sales calls, but more check-in calls, and they're going to be spearheading that. And then, of course, we have Abby and Brittany, who joined us from Local Economy. They are our two newest team members here at Paper Trails, and we're so excited to have them. We actually just spent a couple hours with them going over some things and getting them settled in, and it's been a really nice transition so far. So these are some familiar faces you might be hearing from and seeing during this transition. So what should you expect as we move forward with this? And the big message is business as usual. We are not changing anything. We're not changing processing times, deadlines. I know we sent out an email last week that said we asked for 3-day leads on those. We always ask for you to submit things as early as possible in the week, but the deadline still remains 2 days prior to your payday at noon. So no changes in that as well. All of the features and benefits and things that you've come to expect, all the services, reaching out to our team, none of that's changing. Most importantly, everyone's asking, billing, is that changing? No, that is not changing. That is remaining the same as well. So, no changes on the horizon. So really our goal for the rest of this year is to get us through the end of the year. Certainly in the payroll world, year end is a big focus, and that will continue to be our big focus for the next couple of months, is making sure that we have a successful year end with all of you and all of our other clients. There are a lot of big changes coming this year from a compliance and regulatory change perspective that we'll be working with you on to ensure that you are compliant and make sure that you're having a successful transition from 2024 into 2025. So starting probably in the next few weeks and then working into next year, we are going to be trying to touch base with each one of you kind of personally, schedule a quick call to really have that kind of personal hello call with you to learn more about you and your business. We obviously want to make sure that we are providing you with everything that you need. We want to explain about all the great resources that we have. We do need to collect new contracts for everybody, and we need to update powers of attorney for everybody so that we can continue to service you from those perspectives as well. So those kind of calls and meetings will be happening over the next few months. It's going to take us a little bit of time to get in touch with everybody. We've already started having some of those conversations. So, be on the lookout for a call from us. And that will generally, those emails and phone calls will be from myself, Tom, or Jeff. And I don't know, Jeff, if you want to just chime in and just tell us a little bit more about what those calls will look like.
Yeah, absolutely, Chris. So, our team wants to learn about you and your business. We want to learn, about what your needs are, what your future plans are, and how we can be there to, first and foremost, better support you today, but also support you and ensure that we're there to help you have your continued success in the future. So we look forward to those conversations. They'll be pretty informal. We're going to have a lot of questions for you just to make sure that we are meeting all your needs. But our goal is to continue to be that resource that Abby and Brittany and Tom and Jim have been to you for so long. And we look forward to talking with each of you over the next several months.
Absolutely. And those will be coming along. And then obviously we'll continue to chug along. We will continue to provide, the same level of service and hopefully better that you've had over the years from Abby, Brittany, and Tom and Jim. And we're going to keep promoting education and resources and training for you to help you continue to be successful. So that's really what things are looking for over the next few months as we go. So a lot of great resources available to you today. And these are all, free. There's no additional anything. These are just the things that we do to support you and make sure that you have what you need to be successful. So first and foremost, we did create this papertrails.com/local economy. You're welcome. If you haven't already been there, that's kind of a welcome page. Talks about a lot of the things we're talking about today. There's a little welcome video from Tom and Jim and myself on there as well. Just take that. We do have a welcome page for our new clients that we give to new clients anyway, which you're welcome to take a look at as well. Again, a lot of the same things that we're going to talk about today are on that papertrails.com/welcome. We have a blog that we update very regularly. And we were just kind of going through some of that stuff with Abby and Brittany today to show them that we try to have an answer to your questions before you ask it. And all of that to say, we have a ton of content that we can provide to you. So if you come to us and say, hey, I have a question about tipped overtime, or I have a question about how an employee needs to be classified exempt versus non-exempt, or salary versus hourly, all those types of things, we have some really great resources out on the blog that we can send to you when those questions get asked, which will have a ton of information on really the backstory of why things are the way they are, how they get calculated, what all the requirements are. We really keep that updated so that we're able to use that in support of you. So certainly, I would say our number one question, our number one phone call and email is, gosh, I got locked out of the system, or I need to reset my password. We've created papertrails.com/help that has all the information you need, step-by-step instructions, video trainings on how to reset your password, how to set your account up, what happens if I get locked out, all those really common questions. And then the welcome kits that we sent out, which hopefully you've all received. Hopefully the post office was generous enough to deliver those this week. We did send out some help cards to you. They're just small little cards here. I've got some here. Basically, they have the top 4 or 5 questions on how to activate my account, how to reset my password, but those also send you to papertrails.com/help for more help and step-by-step videos and instructions. So that's pretty much anything that can go wrong. We've tried to answer that question for your employees at papertrails.com/help, all login questions and things like that. So we do have a monthly educational webinar every month, the third Tuesday of every month at 2:00. So very similar to this format. We will have a webinar set up. The next few webinars, next month's webinar in November is on year end. We're having a special webinar in December, another one on the paid family medical leave program that's going into effect next year. And January, we're having, hey, here's all the labor laws that have changed that you need to know about this year. February, March, April, every month, different webinars coming right up. Really beneficial. We always record these webinars, and they're always available on our website in the webinar recording archive. They're also posted to our YouTube channel, so you can always get those. And of course, whenever we do a webinar, we always send a follow-up email the next day saying, hey, it's been posted. Here's the slides. Here's the recording to it. So you can always view it later if you miss a webinar. So those are always recorded, and this one will be as well. So we can always have that, or is being recorded actually. So all of the employee documents, new employee paperwork, labor law posters, all sorts of resources like that, papertrails.com/documents. Essentially, all of these things, if you go to the papertrails.com, click on the resources tab, all of these items are under that as well. So paid family leave, we're going to talk a little bit more about that coming up as well, but we have put together an extensive guide. We did a webinar back in September with the state director. That recording is on there, papertrails.com/PFML. You are going to be hearing much more from us about this in the coming weeks and months as the state continues to roll this program out. Similarly, the last couple of years, we've had more compliance mandates from the state and the federal government with merit, with Maine's retirement savings program that you have to participate in. Paid family leave obviously is coming. Wage and hour audits, we have a guide to surviving wage and hour audits. I will tell you that Wage and Hour Division of Department of Labor has been active the last few years, and they are out there knocking on doors, checking on businesses, making sure everyone is complying with labor laws. So we put together kind of the top things that they're looking for when they come out. And again, under that resources tab, or if you go to papertrails.com/learning, you have all those resources available. So tons and tons of information for you to get out there. We have a podcast. I do a podcast every week. We talk about all things small business. We've had some really great guests. We have more great guests coming up. You can download that on wherever you might listen to your podcasts, or go to papertrails.com/podcast. We post a ton to social media. So a lot of these compliance things, tips, tricks, HR, Department of Labor, wage and hour, all those types of things, we spend a lot of time producing content to benefit you. So be sure to follow us on all the social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, TikTok. We're there. You're going to see my face. You're going to see John's face. You might see Jeff's face. We post a lot of information out there for your benefit. We can create custom imports, exports, reporting, pretty much anything, any data you need, we can get it in or out of the system. We do a ton of integrations with point of sale systems, timekeeping, general ledgers, APIs, macros, you name it, data in and out, we can do that. So we try to be as efficient as possible. And we probably will be having conversations with some of you that says, hey, gosh, you're using Toast for your POS. Can we get this report so we can import it, right? We want to be able to do that to be more efficient, to reduce errors, and make sure that things are going well. So lots of opportunity there as well. We do have a ton of integrations with retirement providers. Some of these we've already started to work on with some of you, where we're going to work on getting integrations with your retirement provider so that we're transmitting retirement contributions automatically with payroll every week. No more reports, no more checks, no more logging into websites, things like that. We have a lot of integrations back and forth, including with Merit, which is the state's program as well. So if you have a 401k and you are manually entering your contributions online somewhere or sending a check today, let's talk so we can get an integration set up and reduce some administrative stuff off your desk. Workers' comp integration. So if you are using pay-as-you-go workers' comp through Memic or Eastern Alliance or SmartPay or Great Falls or any of these companies that do workers' comp, we can report your workers' comp off to them every week automatically. We'll get the class codes entered, get things organized so that you are reporting your workers' comp appropriately. We'll also do your audit for you at the end of the year if you want us to. Send us that paperwork and we'll take care of the audit for you as well if we're doing your pay-as-you-go workers' comp kind of thing. So certainly benefits enrollment, if you are doing paper benefits enrollment, benefits management, ACA reporting, any of those types of things, we are happy to help you automate that. We have fully integrated benefits administration, benefits enrollment, where employees can go in, say, hey, these are the benefits I want. All the deductions are automatically calculated, updated. If you have a carrier feed set up to Anthem or whomever, that'll automatically flow over and back when enrollments happen. No more paper forms, no more entering things online. Really, really slick stuff. And last, we do a ton of general ledger reporting. So if you're having a hard time entering your payroll in QuickBooks or whatever system you use, we probably can create a general ledger report for you broken down by your labor, or just very basic so that your accountant doesn't yell at you at the end of the year for not posting payroll correctly. If you want, we do have an integration with QuickBooks Online. So as soon as payroll's run, that journal entry gets pushed over to QuickBooks Online, and you don't have to do anything other than click that match button. when it flows over from your bank. So that is really fancy as well. More information is available if you want that. So still lots of resources, right? Certainly, we know we're coming into the winter season, which is where we see a lot of our clients struggle from a cash flow perspective. We have a partner called Payroll. We don't have a dog in this fight, but essentially they offer short-term payroll financing. So it's a tool in the toolbox that we can offer you. If you think things are tight, if cash flow is tight for whatever reason in the shoulder season, or you're waiting on receivables or anything like that, Payroll is an option for you as well if you don't have a line of credit from your bank or anything like that. They essentially, you call same day, they will get you money to cover your payroll and so forth. Really slick tool there. For those of you that need to use E-Verify, if you're working for government contractors or things like that, we do have an integration with E-Verify. TurboTax on the back end, we have set up so that securely, when your employee enters their social security number and your EIN into TurboTax, if they're using TurboTax to do their taxes, it'll automatically pull securely from our system, pre-fill their W-2 information into TurboTax, so there's no data entry errors. We certainly have had over the years many situations where employees have erroneously entered in information from their W-2. Certainly those mistakes happen. This will allow that to be a little bit smoother. Similarly, the work number from Equifax, so that's an integration we have on the back end as well. Securely, if an employee goes to a car dealership, for example, and that car dealership uses Equifax or is going for a mortgage or something like that, they can grant access to their data and essentially will do an income and job verification automatically for them. So the phone calls of you having to say, hey, I need my last 3 pay stubs, those essentially go away if they're using that on the back end. So again, all secure, permission needs to be granted and so forth. In the app and on the online portal, employees have access to the employee marketplace. This is totally free benefit. They can go review that. There are discounts to hundreds of vendors, cashback, different options. Take a look on that in the app as well. And coming soon, we have a new tool called FinFit. That I believe is going to be launching after the first of the year. We'll be sending more information about that. But that also will be in the app for employees to use. And that is an online education, financial education tool that allows you to do budgeting, teaches you about retirement plans and what is health insurance and all those financial topics. That will be available. It also will allow, there is a feature of that if employees want, they can go through and take classes and allow them to do some debt consolidation and things like that as well. So again, free tool coming after the first of the year, more to come on that. We do want to make sure that everybody is using the app. All employees we've got set up to use the app. It is the iSolve People Cloud app in the App Store or Apple App Store or Android Play Store, I think is what it's called. That is available. Everyone can log in. If you're having issues getting logged in, let us know. Certainly, papertrails.com/help is available. From the app, employees can access their update their direct deposit, access their pay stubs. If they're using timekeeping, they can clock in and out, request time off, benefits enrollments in here. We have expense management in here. This is where, FinFit will live, where that employee marketplace lives. Lots of resources in here. Really great tool for employees to use. And again, if they're having login issues, papertrails.com/help is where to get that information. We are very fortunate to have Dawn Powell on our team. She's phenomenal. She's our HR consultant here. She is available to help with policies, procedures, terminations, hiring, benefits compliance. She's doing a wage study right now, compensation study, labor laws, help you put together handbooks, all of the above. She is wonderful. Dawn, do you want to just give us a quick overview of yourself and all the wonderful things that you do?
Sure. So hi, my name is Dawn. I have been practicing HR for 25 plus years. I'm not going to tell you how many plus years. I am PHR and SHRM CP certified. So I stay compliant on, all of the changing HR regulations and everything new coming down the pike, so that I can keep you compliant as well. We have a few different packages. And we also can build some custom projects for you if you have HR compliance issues that are keeping you up at night. Give us a call and we can help with that.
I think we mostly bury our head in the sands with our HR compliance issues, right, Don?
Sometimes it keeps it fun, keeps it interesting.
And certainly we know that, we're all small businesses, and we're here to support you in that. And certainly we are very familiar, personally, and from all of our clients with all the issues that we all face. And Don is really focusing on trying to hit the high points, getting you largely compliant, getting things taken care of, and leading you in a direction for success. So Don's going to do a webinar with us in January. Our January webinar is What's in Your Handbook, 2025 labor law updates you need to know about. So be sure to hit that and register at papertrails.com/webinars. That's January 21st. So other services, we have a labor law poster service. So if you are out of compliance with posting labor laws, if it's been since 1992 since you've printed labor law posters, certainly we have a service where you'll get one of these pretty labor law posters to go. And anytime there's updates, we automatically send you those updates, so you don't have to keep an eye on that going forward. All the other types of things we do: integrated timekeeping, time off tracking, compliance, wage and hour compliance, time clocks, virtual clock, all sorts of timekeeping stuff. Attendance management is in there as well. Lots of things we can add in there. Applicant tracking, hiring assistance, that is available. We have the full applicant tracking system that really allows you to track your hiring through the process. It's fully integrated, really cool. Then once you hire someone, onboarding them, all the paperwork becomes electronic. No more paper. Everything gets automatically added in the system. They get logged in. They fill out all of their new hire paperwork electronically, get that on board. When they offboard, you can make sure you're filling out all the paperwork correctly, terminating their benefits, getting your assets back if you're using them. We have tons of HR tracking and reporting in the system for tracking assets, things like keys, laptops, phones. You can use those, tracking your certifications. If you need to make sure that, you have driver's licenses and they're current, or CPR certifications, or, serve safe in restaurants. With our cannabis clients, they all have to maintain licensing with the state every year. So we have a lot of tools to help track that, tracking education, performance evaluations, lots of really easy to use tools to keep you organized as well. We talked a little bit about benefits administration, online open enrollment as well. Expense management: employees can go in and submit expenses for approval and reimbursement. They upload receipts, enter their mileage, run it through a workflow for approval, and gets paid out in payroll, automatically allocated to your general ledger appropriately, and so forth. Those options are available as well. Compliance documentation, whether it's a Section 125 plan, HSA, FSA, all of the alphabet soup, we probably can help you in one way. COBRA, all of those types of things we can help you with. We have a giving and volunteering module that allows you to track volunteer hours of your employees. It allows them to make contributions to nonprofits directly through payroll deduction if they want. Really just highlights, that kind of social responsibility. We have a whole learning management system that you can allow your employees to run through pre-developed classes and courses, things like harassment training, computer data terminal training, anything really, customer service training. There are thousands and thousands of pre-created classes. You can create courses, assign them to employees to complete. You can also upload your own custom classes if you want. Create your new employee onboarding process for education right there. Annual renewals, all that kind of stuff can be done through Learn and Grow as well. So lots of information available to you on all that. And again, if you go to papertrails.com, go to kind of what we offer, and you can see a little bit more about all of these types of things. So PFML, that is the big sticky wicket for this year. Last year, 2023, the legislature passed and the governor signed into law a new paid family medical leave bill. This requires all employers starting January 1st of 2025 to begin deducting 0.5% from your employees' wages to go create this new paid family leave fund. Think of it similar to unemployment. It's something that you pay into when you become eligible to take leave for illness or taking care of your family, so forth, for pregnancy, those types of things. You can go and get paid essentially in the state of Maine. It's up to 90% of your pay will be paid out of this fund. So you're removing the liability of essentially a short-term disability policy from the employer, and the state is now taking over that. For employers with 15 or more employees, you will also have to contribute 0.5%. The 15 employee count is a little wonky. You have to go back and figure out, in any 20 weeks of the year, did you have 15 or more employees on payroll? We have reporting to help you with that. So we will be in touch with you to learn about that. If you're on the cusp, a lot of seasonal employers are having questions about this and so forth. Do they have to contribute? Don't they have to contribute? We're working with everyone to try to keep that straight. So this will be essentially a 15-month, 16-month lead up. Employees and employers will need to contribute to this fund until spring of 2026. May 1st, 2026, employees can start applying for benefits, essentially going out on leave for any of the qualifying reasons. So employees can receive up to 12 weeks of paid time off. Again, it's up to about 90% of their wage. There's a whole calculation based on how much you've earned, what the state average weekly wage is, and so forth. Lots of information on that, but that's the high level of it. Employers must register their business in the new paid leave portal starting early next year. This is something we do not have a lot of information on yet. The state is still developing the paid leave portal, and we are keeping an eye on it. As soon as we know more, you will know more. But we will need everybody to go out and register for this so that we can collect, pay, and file these returns in the first quarter of 2025. So more to come on that, but we will be taking care of all of this for you. We will collect the premiums from the employees and the employers. We will remit those wages and the premiums off to the state, and we will do all the reporting every quarter for you. So we will take care of that, but we will at the beginning of the year, once the portal launches, which they are saying right now is early January, we will send you instructions on how to go register and get us the information we need to be able to do that. So much more to come on that. You do have to report every quarter. Again, we will do that for you. And we are holding another webinar on December 17th about this. And that will be at papertrails.com/webinars. Go get registered for that. I am very hopeful that we will have much more information on how the program will work and how to register and so forth at that time. There is a possibility we might push that into January if we don't have the information, but I am hopeful that by the end of December, the state will be very good at getting us that. We have papertrails.com/PFML, ton of information. I talked very high level about this. We have a lot more information on that website, including a recording of that webinar that we did in September with the state director. If you have a few minutes, go take that. Particularly the Q&A session was really good. We had about 300 people on that webinar. Lots of really good questions, and we got the answers directly from the state director. So it was really, 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 really good. So if you have a few minutes, go check on that. We do have a guide to the PFML program, which is on that website. We will be printing those and including those with W-2s this year, as well as more information on how to get registered and so forth. So a lot more to come on PFML, but we are paying very close attention to this, and we'll keep you posted with more. Year end. So we send out a year end checklist every year. It'll be coming out in the next couple of weeks. We're waiting on the last few things to add to that. It talks about all the things you need to do in the next couple of months, and then again in January, to be successful at year end. Things you need to think about. This coming year has a lot of compliance challenges for small businesses coming down the road. So we have highlighted those in the checklist, and we'll work with you to continue to make sure that you're getting everything you need to go. This year, minimum wage obviously is going up again. In the state of Maine, it is pegged to cost of living. It is going from $14.15 to $14.65 January 1. The big question we get from folks, well, my pay period was in 2024. Do I have to pay the new rate 2025? Yes, it is based on pay date. If you are paying someone after January 1, you must use the new minimum wage, regardless of the period. That's always a big question. For your exempt employees, as you know, hopefully, there are both duties and wage tests for an employee to be salaried or exempt from overtime. This year, the Federal Department of Labor has increased that number substantially. It's going up to about $58,000 this year from essentially $36,000 where it was earlier this year. So that's really going to have a big impact, particularly for our main businesses who are using or have salaried employees that may be earning less than that $58,000 a year number. Lots of information we'll be giving you on that, but you're going to want to be preparing your budgets and have a plan for that so that you're either going to make your employees hourly and subject to overtime, or increase their salaries to get them over the new threshold as well. So that's a big jump. Of course, all the annual limit increases are coming out for retirement, for HSAs, FSAs, all of that. We'll be sending that out as well. Certainly paid family leave we've talked about. Lots and lots and lots coming this January 1. So we're going to do everything we can to make sure you are ready for it. So, and we do have a webinar schedule. We will be sending out that checklist again in the mail, via email as well, in the next couple of weeks. And we have a webinar scheduled to kind of go over that and go through each item specifically. And you can see a whole lot more at papertrails.com/year-end or papertrails.com/webinars to register for that webinar. So we want to make sure that you are ready for that. How do you get in touch with us? So certainly we have 2 offices, one in Kennebunk, one in Topsom. We're available by phone. I did not put it on here as well, but the local economy phone number still works. It goes right to Abby's desk. She'll get you there. You can always email any of us. It's just our first name at papertrails.com. Abby at papertrails.com, Brittany at papertrails.com. The old local economy email addresses are still working. They're still forwarding over to us. So if you accidentally send those to there, we are still getting those. We are still working through those. And we will be continuing to receive those as time goes on. So hopefully no loss there as well. So certainly website has tons of resources. So don't be bashful about that as well. I'm happy to take any questions. The chat is open. Question and answer is open. You can raise your hand. I can allow you to speak. Any questions, we're happy to get those answered for you. Carla, you should be live. Just unmute yourself and.
Okay. Hi.
Hey there.
I'm Carla from the Ronald McDonald House. And the biggest question I have right now is when you were discussing about the 3-day versus 2-day turnaround for submitting payroll. I just want to make sure, because we do have some weekend work. We end our work week on a Saturday, and we do lots of times have hours on that. So I think I usually try to submit our payroll by Monday, like usually before 10 o'clock. I try to, but what is the drop dead date? We would need to get it in. So. And then our payday is 2 days later, Wednesday morning.
Yeah, absolutely. So we always say 2 o'clock, 2 days before your payday. So 2 o'clock on Monday for a Wednesday payday would be when we need that. And certainly when a holiday week shows up, because Monday holidays are always fun, we make exceptions to that rule, and we certainly move around to accommodate those holidays. So, and we certainly, we're not going to make sure you don't miss payroll. We'll make sure that
I just
everyone is aware. So, and certainly on those holiday weeks, we know that people work on the weekends, so sometimes you can't submit until Tuesday. We're not going to bump that payday. We will just be working. Tuesdays after a Monday holiday are lots of fun around here. And
yes, I bet.
we hustle to get everything taken care of when that happens. So it's definitely, those are crunch days, but we're not going to leave you hanging. We'll make sure everyone gets paid.
Okay. That was great. Thank you.
Thanks, Carla. Any other questions? Again, the chat's open, Q&A is open, raise your hand. We are always happy to chat. Like I said, we're going to be reaching out to everybody over the next couple months to specifically have more in-depth conversations. But if there's something that comes up, you can call, email any of us. Certainly Abby and Brittany are still here, happy to answer any questions about any particular types of things, like those deadlines, dates, things like that. We are here to make sure people get paid. So we're not going to, we will chase you down. We're not going to make sure that you miss payroll best we can. So. Not seeing any more questions here, but again, certainly you're always welcome. Email us. My email, Chris at papertrails.com, Abby and Brittany, Abby at Papertrails, Brittany at Papertrails. Any of the folks that have been here today, we're all happy to chat with you. We're really excited to be taking care of you moving forward. Here's a question for iSolved accounts. Do we need to establish a new account? Nope, no new accounts. You can continue to log in right where you were to localeconomypayroll.myisolved.com. Your usernames and passwords will all work exactly the same. No changes there. Your employees do not need to reactivate their accounts. Nothing changes there. So all your access remains the same. Everything is there. One of the nice things is that made this so easy is that we too use iSolved. So it was really easy. Not a lot of training, no conversions, no changes. Quite frankly, we changed bank accounts and started processing on Monday, and and things were pretty smooth over. So no change in accounts, no change in access, everything remains the same. Alrighty. Well, I will let you all have a few minutes back in your day. I really appreciate it. Certainly, again, we are here to serve you. Always reach out, anything we can do to help you make life easier. We will do that, and we look forward to working with each and every one of you for a long time. So, Luke, what am I going to be for Halloween? So I showed up as a payroll geek this morning, Luke. Can you tell I got my little glasses on? I'm missing the tape, but I am a payroll geek. I'm not the creative type, unfortunately. So no costumes for me. But Dawn came in this morning. She brought us all little ghosts and cats and pumpkins, little things. We've had too many Halloween candies in the office this week. For our blood sugar, I'm sure, is quite high in the office. So we've been celebrating, but just in different ways. So. Alrighty, thank you all. And again, we'll talk very soon. Have a good afternoon.